Yo, what's going on, BroTalk Nation, man? It's your boy Eric here, and I got my brother Jarmarcus on, man. And we back for another great episode of BroTalk, man. And man, tonight's gonna be good, man. I already feel it. Tonight's
Yes,
gonna be
sir.
great, man. God finna bring forth a word. And real quick, if you're out there in YouTube land, Facebook, uh, Instagram, wherever you following us, wherever you seeing this right now, please hit that subscribe, follow, like, all of that, right? So that you can get all our videos, all the new podcast episodes. And please check us out on Spotify, iTunes Podcast, Google Podcasts, everywhere, right? So, man, you didn't catch last week's episode. It came with some jewels, right? It's time to go deeper, guys. It came with some jewels. And man, I said God was on that one. He was speaking through us. But man, we're gonna dive into some more. It's about to get good tonight. So, bro, what you got for the people, man?
Man, what's going on, bro, man? Hey, it's always good to be back here, man. I mean, wow. I mean, honestly, bro, when I was typing up the actual title and making the thing, I was just it reflecting hit me again that like we on season 4. So I was just like, wow,
Wow.
we've been doing this for a good minute, man. And God has have legit have been carrying us through this. So it always feels good to see all that, man. But like you said, man, if y'all out there in YouTube, go ahead and bless that bell, get notified for all the upcoming stuff that we be doing with the verses, with the living waters. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything. We everywhere because God is everywhere. So man, feels good to be back. And like you said, last episode, man, was
Man.
crazy. God was on another one. And I'm telling y'all, we're in this series called Deeper, and we don't know how long this gonna go. And we're just gonna let God continue to continue this thing. But this deeper series is good. Eden started off us with this James 1 verse, and we just been going down, but it's good. And tonight, like you said, when we got off the podcast, we was just gonna continue to go down this thing. And that's what we about to do, y'all. So last week we gave y'all James 1:5-8. And tonight we're just gonna continue this. And we're gonna start off with James 1. And I'm just gonna read 9. And we're gonna see how far we're gonna go down this thing. Tonight might end at 9. Tomorrow, next Thursday might start at 10. Who knows? I think we might be in James this
Yeah.
entire deeper series because I've been reading on, and
Mm.
James, I did not know how deep it was with God,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read out 9 of y'all, and we're just gonna go with it, right? And I'm
Yeah.
coming out the NLT version, but when we get in this thing, when we start going deeper, I'm gonna get in the message version. All right, we already
Go.
started. You know what I'm saying?
Go.
I'm just reading out y'all out the NLT because everybody either
Yeah.
love the NLT or the NIV. But when you
Yeah.
start getting deeper with God, you got to hit up
Yeah.
some different versions, right?
Let's
So,
do
bro,
it.
it literally says we already getting into it. It literally says that believers who are poor have something to boast about, for God has honored them. And those who are rich should boast that God has humbled them. They will fade away like little flowers in the field. The hot sun rises and the grass withers. The little flower droops and falls, and its beauty fades away. In the same way, the rich will fade away with all of their achievements. I'm gonna stop right there, bro, because we just started, and I don't know how
Yeah.
far we're gonna go with this, but I'm telling
Yeah.
y'all, this is about to be good. Just this little chunk is good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to start right there, bro, because I wanted to start about we got in this thing, and you put us on last week about going deeper, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to start it off by saying it's opened up a lot of the time to think about the depth that you in right now with God, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
what's your depth with God right now? Because you're going deeper. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start the first point off, bro, is are you bored at your current depth? So where we at right now, bro? We kicking this off. Like, are you bored right now at your current depth? Bro, have you ever been like you remember back in the day, like when you was a teenager, and either
Mm,
your mom, your aunts, or your uncles had you go to the kiddie pool with the
yeah, yeah,
kids that couldn't get in the big pool, but you was the big cousin, right?
yeah, yeah.
So you was in the kiddie pool knowing that the water came up to your knees. So while all the kids was having fun, you was standing there looking awkward, right? You was standing there looking uncomfortable because you were in a depth of water that you had outgrown.
Mm, I hope I caught that.
You catching
Okay.
on? You catching on? I hope they're catching
Okay.
on out there too, bro. You were standing in something that you couldn't grow in no more, that you couldn't get better in no more, because you had already outgrown the depth that you was in. So I got a question to ask y'all. What could you do in this depth that you was in? Not much, because you had already outgrown it, right? The crazy
Mm,
thing is, a person who wants to know how to swim can't learn in the water that they can only stand in.
mm.
Let me go back with that one. The
Yeah,
crazy
bring
thing
that.
is, a person who wants to get deeper with God can't learn how to swim with God if they're only in water that they can stand in. Bro, let's go, dog. Let's go, bro. I'm just opening it up. I'm throwing it off the
Man,
backboard to you.
hey, this is a swim call. We call it a swim call right now. So, hey, funny thing, bro. I used to be a life, right? And the crazy thing was, before I became a lifeguard, I used to be scared of the deep water.
Mm.
So I remember the time when I was with my dad, and
Yeah, yeah,
we were at, right. I'm seeing all my little friends, they going and jumping in the deep end and having a good time.
yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Dad, I want to learn how to swim. He said, okay. So he said, come out the pool. And he took me, I walked over to the deep end, and he picked me up and he threw me in.
Mm.
Shout out to my dad, who's the best swim teacher now. Now, at this time of my life, this was very, very scary. Most terrifying thing I've ever happened to me. But you got to understand what that meant,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? You're just like me when I was walking to the deep end, excited to go deeper because that's where everything good was happening,
Yeah.
right? To me, I got tired and bored being in the shallow end, right? But when my dad or my father picked me up and threw me in the deep end, I found out I didn't like it so much.
Mm.
I think that's what happens to us. The moment we turn our life over to God and He's saying, I want you to come deeper with me,
Yeah.
and you get thrown in the deep end and it gets scary. So when you come out of that deepness and you learn how to operate in that pool of water that God put you in, you don't want to go no further because you remember what it felt like to be scared because you
I
couldn't
like that,
touch the
bro.
ground, right? So there's a thing, man. Years ago, I heard it was this guru and this teacher, right? And he said, if you want to be great, right? He said, meet me at excuse me, meet me at 4 a.m. out here at the beach, and then I'm gonna teach you how to be great. So the guy get out there, the guru said, hey, walk a little further, right? So he out there in a suit, waist deep. Well, he
Mm-hmm.
like ankle right now, right? He said, so you want to be great? Cool. Come on, go a little deeper. So now he knee deep, right? So he said, you still want to be great? He said, yeah. He said, all right, cool. Come on a little deeper. Now
Mm.
he's shoulder deep.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, he like, man, I don't know why I came out here. It's 4 a.m. This water cold. I can't see nothing. I'm barely the water hitting my mouth. I'm like, oh boy, off of when a girl Tyler Perry movie or TD Jakes movie, old girl threw him in the pool. He,
Oh yeah. Live with the center. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So So he's still at this point. He's starting to question things, right? And I'm gonna bring it home for y'all. Y'all know I like making things tangible, right? So the guru asked him again. He said, "Still want to be great?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Cool." He grabbed his head and dunked him under the water, and he held him there for a few seconds. And when he popped up, and he said, "If when you want to be successful and much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful."
Oh, that's good.
Now, the reason I gave y'all that story is because what you praying for right now, I don't really think you want it. You only praying for it because you're bored in the shallow end. You still haven't learned how to swim in the deep end.
That's good.
I'm
That's
gonna leave it
good.
right there, bro. We got more. Let's go.
That's good, bro. Like I literally wrote down something, and I'm glad you went there with it, because you talked about how like the person, like, you know, had to get comfortable in that deep end, right? And like how he went underneath the water, and it got me picturing like if like a new person coming in deeper water, right? Learning how to swim, you got to get out that shallow end. And I wrote down like, what does that mean for the person that's learning how to get deeper, getting adjusted to deeper water, right? Some of the water is gonna get in his nose, right? It's gonna be uncomfortable. You know how you come up for your first time getting water in your nose, you be ready to die. Like your whole life didn't flash in front of your eyes. Like you want to get out of the pool. You don't even want to drink water no more. Like you thought you died. I know my first time, like when water got in my nose, that was it. Like I didn't want to do it no more, right?
Right.
And if you think about it, that is what going deeper with God feels like. It is a shock to you. It feels like water has been put in your nose. It's uncomfortable. And I only bring this up because in this verse that we just read, how I told you how God, you would read that and it feels like God wants you to be proud of being broke.
Man.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like when you read that version, that verse, right? It literally says like believers who are poor have something to boast about. And you like, wait a minute, God, you want me to boast about being poor? And that's because you're hearing the shallow end. You're still knee high right now. You're
Yeah.
seeing and reading what's on the surface. But this is why I told you I want to give y'all the message version, because this is the part that's going deeper. And literally, that same line says, when the down and outers get a break, it's time to cheer.
Mm.
Hey, that sounds totally different. Now it
Yeah.
sounds like, okay, God, let me go in a little bit deeper in with you and learn what you're trying to tell me, right? And this is
Yeah.
where this is where you understand that God doesn't want us to be broke. He wants you to have things in abundance.
Yes,
Anytime
sir.
God talks, he uses the word abundance. But even right there, we got to get a little deeper. Like you
Yeah.
said, we went to the message version. Now we went waist high. Now
Mm.
let's get shoulder high, because
Mm-hmm.
now you think, oh, God want me to be rich. God want me to have a lot of money because this is what I'm reading. God want me to hit the lotto. I knew it. So now it's
Yeah.
time for me to play my numbers. I'm playing my birthday, daughter birthday, dad, grandma birthday. I'm playing everybody who died birthday numbers. And you're
Yeah.
sitting up here spending money to make money, not spending like regular money. You spending unnecessary money to make
Mm-hmm.
money. And God is saying, you're still being shallow. So let me show you how he wanted it to be deeper, like to get deeper. God is not going to give you abundance of something that is going to become an idol.
Mm.
It's not what he's saying.
Ooh, that's good.
He is not going to give you an abundance of something that is going to
Mm.
become an idol. He's not going
Mm.
to give you an abundance of money, knowing that that money is going to become an idol. God only
Man.
wants to give you abundance of certain things. And I'm going to tell you what some of them are. He wants to
Mm-hmm.
give you an abundance of blessings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philippians 4:19 says, and my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory,
Mm.
of his glory. God ain't never one of God's glories ain't money. I just want to make that very point clear. Bro, I'm about to break this
Yes,
down,
sir.
bro, because I
Yes,
had to get
sir.
deeper
Come
with
on
this
with it.
too, right?
Come on with
Another
it.
one of God's abundances, love and joy. Romans 13 says, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow, not with money, but with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. We getting deeper. His another one that he said is abundance of grace. Romans 5:20. The law was brought in so that the trespass might increase, but where sin increased, guess what else increased? Guess what else became abundant? Grace. See, God is going to give you abundance of things that for the kingdom. He's never going to give you an abundance of things that are going to become an idol for you. So when you read that line and you heard, oh, God want me to be broke, and then you read that message version that said, oh, down and outers just need a break. He wasn't talking about giving you a break for you to get rich. He was
Mm,
talking about a break in certain aspects. See, getting deeper with God will let you know that being poor doesn't mean you don't have money. Being poor means that you're missing peace. Being poor means that you're missing love. Being poor means that you're missing a life with God. He is ready to give you a break in those type of things. Bro, we getting good already, dog. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
hey, and that's and I think people. Let me start. I ain't gonna say people. I think I didn't look at it that way. Right back years ago, I used to
Mm-hmm.
wonder like God, like why the wrong people that do me wrong look like they out here winning in life.
Oh my gosh. You just, bro, that's
I had
that's
to, I had
everybody
to
else.
make it personal. I had to make it personal, man.
Mm,
I had to make it
mm,
personal. Like I'm seeing the people that are doing me wrong, they're winning. I'm like, why, God? Why they winning? I'm over here. I didn't do anything to them.
mm.
That's our normal thing. I didn't do I.
Yep.
See, you got to take the I out of there because I am did it to you.
Mm,
God did it to you. You sitting here going to him about something he did to you. You gotta understand, God gets the glory out of everything,
yeah.
good, bad, and different.
Yeah, yeah.
God gets the glory. Now, to what that verse meant to me, bro.
Yeah.
If you poor, you got something to boast about because that means God's promise came forth. He said, I'll supply your every need. He said, don't worry about tomorrow for it take care of itself. He said, if I take care of the birds and the trees, you think, or the grass don't grow itself. Don't you think I'll take care of you?
Yeah. Big facts.
For the rich people, there, big money game, you had a journey getting to that money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why God humbled you. That's why He took you through things. See, you got to understand. We tend to look at test life, and we get scared. See, you in the shallow end of this thing. You got to go deeper because here's the thing: you got to have some crazy faith, man. When you're reading this Bible, you got to have some crazy faith
Yeah.
because you can't see none of this.
Big facts, bro. That's
It's
true.
like on the look, check this. Just like on the deep end, you can't see none of the bottom. You can't
Mm,
feel it. You can't touch it. And that's most people's belief about God, right there. If I can't see God or touch God, how can I have something?
mm.
Crazy. But you go swimming, you go to the beach, and you want to be out there on the paddle boats and snorkeling and all that, but you can't touch that bottom. You believe it's there, but you don't know because you ain't going that deep to see.
That's good. That's good.
It's the same way with God. You gotta have that crazy faith belief that hey, if I start to sink, God, me, He gonna bring me back to the top. If I start to fall, God gonna catch me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce back because I know God has a different plan for me. This failed in my life, God took it away for a reason because He has better for me.
Yeah.
You gotta go deeper with this word. And I'm
That's
talking to
good.
me. I ain't even on the podcast talking to y'all. I'm looking dead at me and talking to me right now.
Yeah.
But you gotta let this word get deeper in you. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like literally what you said, that hit me hard. That it make you think, man. I love how you use that straight, like you made it real, you made it like you can feel it. Like a lot of people have a struggle with like believing in God or not. I don't, you know what? Let's just get where we are. Like even people who do believe in God have a struggle going deeper with God because it's something that we can't see, something that we can't feel.
Right.
And it's like, well, I'm putting all my eggs in a basket and I don't know that unknown, right? And you
Yes,
made
sir.
it so clear. The same thing with the ocean. You get out there and swim with the depths of you cannot feel the bottom, can't see the bottom, but you believe in that if I start sinking, I could get back up. And that's the same thing what we talking about in that first point we made. And
Mm-hmm.
like you got to understand, like, are you bored with your current depth? Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Like as you continue to go deeper, if you think about a pool, well, let's just make it something. Let's make it something where you can see the bottom, but still think about
Mm-hmm.
this. On most Olympic pools, you can see the bottom if you're in 3 feet. What happens to the bottom the further you go out? It gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And on that, what's crazy, you can see it getting deeper, but you still can't reach it unless you want to go there. That's the
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing about it. And when you're going deeper with God, the bottom is there. But the object of going deeper with God is to still not reach the bottom. It's to
Yeah.
still have faith that you can stay at the top. That's the crazy thing. Even if you can see the bottom and know the bottom is there, God don't even want you. Thank you for this word. God don't even want you focusing on if the bottom is even there. He doesn't
Yeah.
even care about that. He only is bringing you to the deeper to teach you new things, to teach you survival, to teach you to call on him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this out right now before I go on to this next part because
Go
God
ahead,
is
bro.
saying this to me and you made it obvious. You said you was a lifeguard. People, let
Mm-hmm.
me make this clear right now. If it was a room full of adults and a room full of Olympic swimmers, do y'all think they'll put a lifeguard in 1 foot water?
Mm. That's
They're
crazy.
not going to do that for experienced swimmers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not putting a lifeguard in shallow water for experienced swimmers. But I'm going to tell you right now, even with experienced swimmers, a lifeguard always going to be on duty because the
Mm.
water got deeper. Accidents
Mm.
can happen.
Woo.
You can't stand up no more because you can't reach the bottom. See, God is taking you to the deeper so you can call on him. As long as you in the shallow, you think you don't need him. So he's pulling you out there to let you know where you need it at. See, for the most part, we want to go into deeper water, and God
Mm-hmm.
knows we're tempted to go out there. As long as
Yeah.
we keep seeing the feet on side of the pool, he know you gonna venture out there. He know you want to because everybody else is going out there, and God is saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, if you want to go out there, you better have these lift floaties on because if you ain't got them on, you gonna need me." So I sit up here on
Yeah.
this lifeguard in this lifeguard thing because you're gonna go underneath and I'm gonna have to pull you back up. Like, bro, like that just hit me right now because of like what you said, bro. And it's
Back on the
crazy.
ship.
It's crazy, bro. But I wanted to give you another analogy, bro, because you love doing
Mm-hmm.
it. You love doing this for us, and I wanted to give you one with
Yeah. Yeah.
starting fresh with God, right? I want
Right.
y'all to think about like because you're bored with God, and I named this so fresh, so clean, because if you're bored with your death, it's maybe time to start fresh. And you
Mm.
said it with the rich being humbled, right? I wanted to give an analogy about think about orange juice, right? And stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you were craving orange juice. If you head to the store and come home with a can of the cheapest version of the frozen orange juice from like, Welch's, the orange juice frozen that you got off Wick. I don't know if y'all was ever on Wick, but I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was orange juice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got the orange juice, you had to mix water with it. You
Yeah.
fulfilled what you needed by getting the orange juice, right? But you may be disappointed
Mm.
because it wasn't the best orange juice that you could have got. Now think about if you took the same time to go to the like an orange tree, pick the orange in the peakest of like orange season and made orange juice from that. Which one is better?
Ooh, that freshness. Freshly squeezed.
What I'm trying to tell y'all is if you're trying to get deeper with God, if you're bored where you're at right now in your walk, if you're bored where you're at right now, it may be time to get fresh. That's what I'm
Mm.
trying to make in this point right now. It may be time to get fresh. Bro, I got a Bible that's highlighted. I'm talking about yellow, orange, purple, green, whatever, word for word. I started thinking, it may be time for me to get a new Bible. I might need to get
Mm.
fresh because I go
Mm.
in and I flip these pages and I go to these highlighted, and God's saying, I know you know this word, but maybe it may be time for you to read this blank again and highlight it again so that you can
Man.
get something new out of this. See the depth that you in right now, Jarmarcus, with this Bible, you didn't you standing up again. I need you to get uncomfortable. You might need to go under the water again so that you can come up and be like, whoa, I've never read that like that before again.
Bro, that was, hey man, that was good. Hey, and to go with that, man, golly, that was such a great word. I received that one.
I
How
did too,
about
bro.
y'all, man? Sometimes you need something new in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not say that because y'all thinking, oh man, let me go change up my car, let me change up my hair. See, you looking at this superficial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My brother just explained to y'all. Sometimes you need to go read the new word. Hey, for those that had the Bible app, you know you can change the version of the word, can't
See?
you? See, you've been reading King James for so long. Now you don't understand what the is instead of thou, right? So you need to switch it up. Because every time I look at it's crazy, bro, that when we started this series, I had James 1 highlighted already. And I can show it to y'all.
Big
Already
facts.
look, I already had it highlighted, guys. But guess
Big
what
facts.
I had to switch up the colors because I got a new word to it.
There you go.
See, this Bible, and it blows my mind because I know our grandparents had the biggest, heaviest Bibles. In my mind, that's what they did. In my mind as a kid, that's what they had. But that word was so new and different every Sunday, right? Like, how does the preacher get up here and preach out of the same version, out of the same chapter, out of the same verse, and it's a new word every time?
That's good.
It's just like being in a pool and they don't clean it. You're
Mm.
gonna get sick if you stay in there.
Yeah.
So, as a lifeguard, every day at the end of the day, I had to make sure to treat the pool.
Yeah.
I had to make
That's
sure to
good.
clean that water out. Right. Once everybody got out the pool, I had to treat it before I left. Make sure that when they come back tomorrow, they got a fresh feel of water.
Yeah.
God is doing us the same way. He's going to take you out of that situation because now you're so comfortable when you get a storm in your life. Oh, you just know how to go get an umbrella.
Mm.
Said, okay, cool. This time I'm going to send a hurricane. Oh, but now you know how to go get shelter. Oh, okay, cool. This time I'm going to turn all your power off when the hurricane comes. See,
Mm.
every situation going to switch up and it's going to be different, right? Like the children, like the children when Moses was, they would walk to the promised land. See, they didn't move until something changed. The cloud moved. Every time they did something different, the cloud moved. It was a different kind of cloud.
Yeah.
You can't get comfortable. This is what my brother just said, y'all. You can't get
Pretty,
comfortable.
pretty
You got
much.
it has to switch up. If you're feeling like you're doing the same thing, you're praying the same prayer. God is calling you to go deep. He's calling for a change in you. You praying for a change, and he telling you to just change.
Yeah,
When are you gonna make your move?
that's good, bro. That's good, bro. Like I was hoping they caught that juice thing, because
Man,
it literally says it, man. Like you went and you got juice, but like what is the difference? Like how deep do you want to go with God? And when you're going deeper with God, you got to know you're sometimes you're gonna have to start fresh. You're gonna have to
man,
switch up some things and start fresh with that, because I want y'all to know how important that is. Because if you merely exist on just a spiritual concentrate, it's time for like to get sweeter, fresher, and deeper with God, right? You don't want like this regular base relationship on based on dead rituals with God. That's
man.
called religion. That's the religion side of it. God really doesn't, man.
Bro, you teach it tonight, bro. Hey,
Let me say something that's about to hurt a lot of old people, and I'm sorry.
God, don't do it to me.
God doesn't care about religion. He cares about the relationship between
Mm,
you and him. That's what he cares about. He cares about us like going to him directly, because he's the tree of life. That's all he
yeah,
cares about. Us
yeah.
being submissive and us having a intimate relationship with him. That is about going deeper with him. Guys, I need y'all to think about this. As you're going deeper in the water, God wants you to hold his hand, walking in deeper with him. He's not sending you into the deep alone. He's
Yeah.
holding your hand, walking you into the deep. Like I want
That's
to
right.
make that perfectly clear, bro, because like this whole time I was thinking, I'm sitting up here thinking like, okay, God, you want me in this deep, you want me to do this and that, and I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna go out here by myself and I'm gonna drown. But I know you're gonna be there to pick me up. And God is saying, like, why do you think I'm sending you out here just to drown by yourself? I'm right here
Mm-mm.
with you, holding your hand. Like, let me make it perfectly clear for y'all and give you a part out of the Bible where it happened at.
Bro, I was already thinking.
Jesus is walking on water.
That's right.
Jesus
Okay,
walked on water. He asked Peter to come out with him.
man.
I do need y'all to know, in this miracle, the water they was walking in wasn't shallow.
Mm-mm.
They were walking in deep water. They were out in the sea. Peter took his eyes off Jesus, and that's when he went under and got some of that in his nose. But you do know the Bible says Jesus had his hand out already, and he just lift Peter up. That's all he
Mm.
that's all he did. He just lift him up. He was ready to already pick him up. Jesus is right there waiting, like he's right there ready to pick you up. When you go out into the deep and you stumble and you fall over, like he was talking about, those storms come at you, Jesus already got his hand out, because he was holding hands with you while walking into the deep.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't turning his back on you. So like, bro, I wanted to talk about that, because this is the part where in the Message version where it talked about a little bit how we going into the deep with God. I mean, going into
Mm-hmm.
deep with God, and he made it perfectly clear by saying, in the Message version, it says prosperity is short-lived as a wildfire, a wildflower. Flower on part. I want to say prosperity is short-lived.
Mm.
I need you to know that he's talking about these good times. It's
Un-
short-lived. Bro, we talked
Understand.
about this so many times in the book of Matthew, how it talks about where it says storms are going to come your way. I hope you build your house on rock and not sand. Prosperity is short-lived. That walk, that good. Hey, I'm in the deep, y'all. Man, I love this, man. This feel good, y'all. I'm floating. I'm doing good. Whoa, 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 whoa. My legs getting tired. I'm going under. It's short-lived, dog.
Yeah.
And this is where God is saying, this is why I'm here.
Bro, it's crazy. That was definitely gonna be my next point. Is The reason you're drowning is because you're not keeping your eyes on God. You're not going to Jesus and asking him, hey, Jesus, help me. The crazy part is Jesus welcomed Peter to the deep.
Oh, wow. All
I
right.
hope y'all understand that.
Let me get my chair ready on this one.
Jesus welcomed Peter to the deep. He didn't force Peter. He just said, hey, Peter. He said, Master, that's you. Tell me to come. He said, come. In my mind, Peter couldn't swim, y'all.
No.
When I read that, Peter couldn't swim. Right? So that means Jesus performed two miracles that day. He showed us
Oh.
he showed us what faith looks like.
Mm.
And he showed us that even when he welcomes you to something you're gonna drown in, he's gonna be there.
That's good.
See, God said, I'm omnipresent. I'm present when you drown. I'm present when you're in the shallow end.
That's
I'm
good.
present when you want to get a little knee deep. But we forget that part. Like
Yeah.
this used to be one of my, and this is how you got to be careful in the things that you're, because your words have power. You made in the image of your father. If y'all didn't know that, he said,
Yeah.
let us make them in our own image. That was a word. So you in the image of God, so your words have meaning, right? When I used to tell myself, man, I should be like, if I get to a point of success, I'm scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because that's going to require me to be it's going to require me to be a self that I don't even know yet.
Oh, you touching somebody tonight.
When God said, hey, Eric, go to San Antonio and tell your story, your testimony, and then I need y'all to start a podcast. God, man, listen, man, don't know if you didn't get to know it, but I didn't go to seminary school. Why am I can't go up here and talk about you. I don't have the proper teaching. See, that was me trying to stay in the shadow. But it's something about when God tells you to move, he don't let up with that.
Mm.
It's a move. And you gotta trust and know that when you get out there, if he's calling you to do something right now, just answer the call. Because one way or the other, you're gonna go to the deep end.
Yep.
There's no escaping it. But just like Peter, you gotta understand, Jesus is there to help you. He gonna catch you before you fall. He could have let Peter drown a little bit. He knew Peter couldn't swim. Matter of fact, he told them boys, hey, y'all need to come out the shallow end and come over to the deep end and go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
That was before they was out there in the storm, walking on water. Yeah, see, y'all gotta read this Bible, man. God is a swimmer, okay? He knows this stuff. Y'all like to prop up Michael Phelps, but he had nothing on Jesus, all right?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. He could walk across the water. We gotta understand that. Listen, man, wherever God is calling you to, if He's calling you to the deep end, it's time to just go. Just come.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, bro. Like I like how you literally said that Jesus performed two miracles that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
taught us about faith. And you gotta understand, like you said, Jesus welcomed Peter to the deep end, right? Now put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in that same situation. Are you ready to go there? Like, are you ready to
Man,
go there? Like, for
that
real.
part.
Like, how many people would have been like, yeah, Jesus, I'm coming up out on this boat? Like, a lot of us, Jesus is literally has called. We're sitting in the boat right now, and Jesus, like E just said, are calling a lot of y'all. And a lot of us answered that first call, that first question. We answer the same thing Peter and them said in the boat. Hey, Jesus, if that's you, then I'll come. But we say, but is it safe though, Jesus? Like, I don't know. Like, that's what we get at. We let
Yeah,
that fear, we let that one inkling of fear stop
man.
us from going in that deep end. E got personal and talked about, like, I ain't never been to school for this. I ain't never did this. Like, I want y'all to know now. I haven't either. And I butcher Bible names all day long. Like, I get on Google before I start talking about some names. Bathsheba. Bro, I don't know. I don't know how to say her name. Like, for real. I don't know how to do that. And
Yeah,
God was telling me, like, I don't need you to know these people name. The person that you gonna speak to don't need to know their name. They just need to know your testimony, and they just need to know how to find me. And if you let that fear, if you let that fear not get you out that boat to get to that deep end,
yeah,
it
yeah,
ain't about you. It's about who's waiting, who's watching you walk to that deep end that's missing out. Oh, wow. I just caught that. You know how many other people was in the boat, watched Peter walk to the deep end, who saw the miracle happen, who needed to see that happen to say, oh
yeah,
my God, what can Jesus do? Who
yeah.
is watching you stay in the boat, not going deeper?
Ooh, yeah,
I know that just hurt somebody. Is it
yeah,
your kids who is watching you stay in the boat and not go to the deep end? Is it your spouse? Is it your friends? Is it your brother, sister? I don't know who it may be, but somebody's watching you not go to the deep end that needed to see that miracle right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, the deeper us getting to the deep end ain't just for us. It's for the rest of the people in the pool that's stuck at 3 feet that ain't ready to go out there yet. They need to watch somebody be greater that's going out there. Is Jesus calling you to be greater? Is he the one calling you to take the first step in the deep end? You don't want to get stuck in the kiddie pool all your life. God is calling out to you. Don't give him that butt. Like, don't give him that butt, because everything we say after butt, you about to do totally different. Come on out to the deep end. You may drown, not drown. You may go under the water a little bit. Some water may get under your nose. It may be uncomfortable, but you need to know in this deep end, you got to trust that your lifeguard is about to throw you a life raft and about to pick you up again. That is what this all about is. That's that starting fresh. That's what I'm trying to get to y'all right now. You're going to have to start fresh over and over and over again. But as long as you in the deep end, God is going to pull you. He's going to pull you up. He's going to pull you up each and every time, bro. Oh, bro, this is good, dog. This is
yo,
good. This is
ah,
good.
I like how
Oh my
God brings.
goodness.
I like how God brings a word back from like 3, 4, 5 days ago.
Yo, yo, yo,
I sent this to y'all, you and sis, in the text, right? And it was
yo.
from Esther 4, right? And I'm gonna
Mm,
read Esther, but I'm gonna break it down. You just said it. You just said it. If you keep quiet at a time like this, when Esther 14, if you keep quiet at a time like this, deliverance and relief for the Jews will arise from some place, some other place. But
mm.
you and your relatives will die. Who knows if perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this?
You showed this, and I definitely remember that text message.
This is why I like when God brings it back. My brother just explained to y'all that somebody's watching you. You are
Mm,
made for a time. I didn't know how to. Here, I'm a man for them. Make it real. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Father. Before you knew how to go swimming in the deep end, for the swimmers out there, did you see somebody else do it? Because I know for me, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to the deep end because everybody else, all the fun was in the deep end.
big facts.
You praying to God for these blessings because you see what Jim and them got over there. They got the new cars. They got the new house. Just got married. They just got the promotion. See, you seeing what everybody else is getting, but you're not taking the chance to trust God for what He has for you.
Yeah.
And guess what? What He has for you isn't just for you. It's for your kids. It's for your future husband. It's for your future wife. It's for your friends. That person that you're gonna meet in Subway because you wanted a 6 inch chicken patty melt that day, and they gonna get introduced to you, and y'all gonna sit there and be talking about the bag of chips. But in that same conversation, you tell them your testimony, and they gonna find God.
Yep.
You are made for such a time like this.
Mm,
You are made. Crazy part. You're made to go in the deep end.
that's
You're
crazy.
made for it. You're built for this. Because if God knew you wasn't built for the deep end, he would never tell Peter to come. He was like, no, Peter, stay over there. You're not ready. You're not built for this kind of activity. You got to understand when God takes you to a place to go deeper, he's already there. Let's go, man.
That's good, bro.
Gotta
I definitely like how you just ended it. And that's why I had to write it in there that you are
yeah.
made for the deep end. Like, and you made it so perfectly clear by, I mean, God is not gonna call you nowhere where he know, like he's gonna call you where he know you gonna thrive at. Like, think about this, man. I can give y'all so many different times he called somebody to the deeper end. Like Moses wanted to stay in the shallow. God, I stutter, and you about to tell me to go talk to these kings and priests and pharaohs? I want to stay in the kiddie pool. And God is saying, no, just because you stutter, that don't mean nothing. They not, I'm gonna talk through you. I'm gonna be holding your hand. So soon as you feel like you going under the water and you feel like you about to stumble, I'm gonna reach out my hand and I'm gonna give you a word through your mouth and I'm gonna talk through you. That's about to let nations go. Like I'm telling you, he's done it so many times in the Bible before, and you can use so many like instances where he has literally came and took somebody in the deeper and made them more. Like that whole thing about like with the fish and taking them out. Please believe that
don't.
then the night before that, when he told them, when he told Simon Peter and them, hey, get in this boat, let's go to the deeper end. Their response back was, hey, God, I mean, Jesus, we've been fishing all night. Like we've been fishing all night. And you do know that he was talking to experienced fishermen. That is what they did their entire life. Simon Peter and his brother were fishermen. And they
Yeah,
respond back to Jesus like, bro, we've been fishing all night. Like,
yeah, we
but
did.
if you say so, God, we gonna go out there. And what did he do? His first move in the boat was, y'all was fishing over there, like in that area over there. I know why y'all ain't catch nothing. Y'all was in the shallow. See, I know y'all experienced at this. Like Jamarcus, I know you been in this Navy game for a minute, and I know you done got some good things over there. But right now, you caught, oh my God, you caught everything that you needed to catch over there. There's no more fish over there to be caught. See, you didn't outgame the fish over there. But if I take you to this end, to the deeper end, I'm going to give you something so much that it's going to be too abundant for you to hold for yourself. So now you got to call some other people to get this catch. See, I was fishing for what I thought I needed over there in the shallow, and I caught things over there. But when it was ready for me to go out and catch again, I got bored. There wasn't nothing else to catch over there. So what
Yeah,
happened? I ended up staying in the shallow end and I outgrew it. So I'm just standing there, and God was like, I need to take you deeper. I need to get you out here and teach you how to really fish. I need to get you uncomfortable. And with me going in the deeper end, I caught too much. And I had to bring some people in with me. And this is what God is trying to do. That whole story about that is to get you in the deeper end. Those Simon Peter and them was meant to be in the deep end. Same way Peter was meant to walk on water, meant to be in the deep end. Moses meant to be in the deep end. There are no difference from them people and you. There is no difference. The only difference is, are you ready to go in the deep end? Are you ready to start fresh? Are you bored with the depth you in right now? Because if that's you tonight, if that's you tomorrow, let's start walking in the deep end. Let's start going that way. I ain't telling you to straight jump right from 3 feet into 30 feet. But just like that pool, start walking. Just start walking.
Ooh, that's good.
God is just asking you, just start walking. Because look, the same way E said his dad threw him in there and he learned how to swim, that was for E. That was for E.
That's right.
If you like me and who needed to walk in that thing and start feeling that bottom start disappearing so you can start reaching up for God, then come walk with me. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Every way is
Mhm.
different, but God needs you to start creeping towards that deep end. That's all I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, bro, this man, I'm telling you right now, this was a word. This was a word, bro. This
It
was a good
was,
one.
bro. But let me point out something, man, because you just brought up a great point. Every every walk deep, every path to the deep isn't the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, my father threw me in there, and eventually I learned how to swim. Y'all missed the key word. Eventually, see, I didn't fill in the details, and this is what happens with a lot of us.
Yo.
My dad threw me in. That made me terrified of swimming, but I had to keep trying. I had to keep going. I had to keep. I had to go get lessons.
Oh, that's good.
I had to get lessons in learning how to swim. Some of y'all are praying for things that you just want to jump in the deep end with, and you have no practice.
None.
You just gonna get out there. You know what? God, I trust you. Yes, He wants you to trust Him. So I'm gonna just go. Now, hold on. I think you missed some directions and instructions in it. That's the key part to going deep. Are you missing the instructions? Do you have a new set of instructions? See, in the Navy, before when we do an inspection, before we can move on to the next thing, we got to make sure that we go line by line.
Yeah.
You can't miss any instruct. You can't miss not one line because if you skip from 3 to 7, you done miss some stuff that's very important. That's y'all trying to go deep. All right, I'm on 3. I'm gonna just go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can't do that. I'm sorry. See,
Nah.
y'all saw what I gave to y'all. And I'm glad God brought it that way. I gave to y'all how I got thrown in the water and then I became a lifeguard. See, y'all was like, oh man, I need to do that. No, you don't. What you need to do is go get a word from your father and then wait on his word because he'll
Mm.
let you know when it's time to go on the deep because he'll do just like Jesus did Peter. He'll say, see, it's simple to go
Yeah.
on the deep, but you just got to wait on the word, man. You got to go get in your word. You got to go meditate on this word. You got to spend time with God. You got to get into relationship and not religion. See, if you were in religion right now, you need something fresh because you need a lot of mess that's in you to be cleaned up right now.
That's
I
good,
was
bro. That's good.
just like that. Like I grew up in the church.
Yep. Same
I
here.
grew up in religion. I grew up in religion. And once I started reading a word for myself, I started getting into a different kind of relationship.
That's
The
good, bro.
world around me started to get a little brighter. Even when I'm going through a storm, most of the time, if you ever been in a thunderstorm, like the clouds are dark and it's you can't really see on the road when you're driving. It's like people got the hazard lights, some people pull it over, but when I got in my word and started spending time with God, that them roads still look bright, even in dark times.
Yeah.
You don't skip over the middle part of this thing. I got thrown in the water, but I did some other stuff to reassure that I knew how to swim.
Yeah.
And when it was my time to go deep, I did. And I came out beautifully.
That's good, bro. I think like this like my final word because I really have a lot more to say, but I don't want to say it because God is telling me that this is the next part, and these in the next verses that's coming up with, and I would tell y'all to go on and read on like after 12, because he's gonna get into temptation and test. And what I
Ooh,
want
whoa.
to say is leading into that. So I'm just gonna give you a segue, because you said like going in that deep end, like you had to go back and get lessons, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm in the deep end, but I still got floaties on. But I know how to swim though.
Mm.
I hope y'all catching that. I know how to swim. I'm a great swimmer. I'm in the deep end, but I still got floaties on. And for some of us, we think, oh, now that we know how to swim and we've been in the deep end, we could take these gear off and we good. And God is saying, that word better stay with you for a minute, because I know you in this deep end, but sometimes you
Yeah.
tend to sink a lot. You big body.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Your bones ain't dense like, you know what I'm saying, like everybody else. You ain't no good floater. Let's just put it like that. So, and I say that as a joke, but I want y'all to know that don't take your gear off too early.
Yeah,
Even though you got your lessons, don't take your gear off so early. This word is your flotation device at all
yeah.
times.
Mm.
So I need y'all to know that, bro, because that man, bro, that's so good. And I'm not. That's the last thing I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna leave it alone, because I know we gonna get into that next week. But bro, like this, bro, this was
Yeah,
so good for real, because I
yeah.
needed it, and it got personal, because we need personal. And you said something very important too: the religion and the relationship. That know the difference. Like I was brought up in the church too, and I used to sit there and be like, oh, well, this word ain't for me. Going deeper, every word is for you that's preached. Every word. I don't care if they're talking about something about stealing or something and you've never stolen in your life, that word is still for you. Why? You need to go to the, and if you feel like it ain't for you, you ain't in the deep end. Let's just say that. That's all I gotta say, bro, because man.
Hey, and that's straight up facts, man. That's straight up facts, bro.
Mm,
Guys, it's been a man. It's been a real great one, man. You gotta go deep, man. It's time. It's time to get out of that old time in religion. It's time to stop being afraid to go deeper with God.
yeah.
It's time to go spend time with Him. Like you really have to have a relationship with God,
Yep. Yep.
because this life, it every day there's a turn. There's something going on. Tomorrow might be a great day, but tomorrow might be a devastating day.
Mm,
And even when the storm comes, this is, even when, and I'll give y'all this example and then I'm done. Us in the Navy, when we're out to sea, we go through storms.
yeah.
The storms you see on land are 10 times worse out there from the water.
Big facts.
But we have to navigate through them. It's the same kind of technology we have in our ships, you have in your word. God
That's
gave
good.
you all for every age of life, from your mama to your daddy to your sister to you to all the generations, have a word to navigate. You just have to trust yours. You have to go read it. You have to go spend time with. Like I keep hitting on this because a lot of times religion gonna take you to church on Sunday, and then you never gonna read that word again until next Sunday.
That's good,
If you
bro.
religious, this ain't the podcast for that. Sorry, not really. It's time to go deeper. So until next time, man, go back
Hey.
and watch this. Check this out. We love y'all. Hey, be blessed, man.